Welcome back, Orleans, to Chapter 5 of The Black Mirror. I am your host. The host of Ron Stocktober. Welcome to Confessions of the Truth. Can you handle the truth? Holy fuck! Oh shit! Check out my pencil-thin mustache.
These horrid dreams feel like deja vu. Why am I dreaming
Man, I don't
such
know. I
awful
hope Doctor
things?
didn't get decapitated.
Just 2 days ago, my gloomy morning thoughts were interrupted by Bates' knock at the door.
Here I come, Master.
Sir! Sir, open up! I must speak to you!
Hold on, Bates. I'm there in a moment. What is it, Bates?
They just called from Ashbury regarding a very serious matter. I think it is necessary that you go there as soon as possible, sir.
Why? What exactly did they say?
I spoke with the head nurse. She did not want to tell me what has happened. I am very concerned. Maybe some news of Sir Robert.
Did she tell you anything more?
She did not want to tell me anything specific, sir.
Did you speak with Victoria about it?
No, sir. I didn't want to disturb her. Hopefully nothing much has happened, but it would be good to know for sure.
All right. I'll pay them a visit. In the meantime, keep this whole thing to yourself.
Of course. And, sir, the weather is truly terrible. A vigorous storm is approaching. The sky is entirely overcast as though it were night. I have no previous recollection of such horrid weather. It is very strange indeed.
Going to be a strong thunderstorm, that's all. But thank you for the warning. On the way to Ashbury, Bates's words resonated in my mind. Only the dark silhouette of the Ashbury Sanatorium quieted them. I wonder what news of Robert I will learn. It's Samuel Gordon. Can you let me in?
Just one moment, Mr. Gordon.
Mr. Gordon. This makes me think of Half-Life every time. That will always be my Mr. Gordon.
Mr. Gordon, I have terrible news for you. The head doctor is dead.
Robert? What are you talking about?
An officer and a detective were here. It's awful.
How did it happen?
They said they found his body at the old lighthouse. James was sitting right next to the body.
James?
He was just sitting there, gazing. He didn't even try to escape, just kept crooning some melody. I never thought that he would be able to kill someone.
Where is James now? Where did they take him?
Where he belongs, back in his old cell. It's going to be his home for life.
So, Robert is dead. But if James had killed him, why didn't he run away? I'd like to visit James. Can you let me into the main hall, to his cell?
How do you know where his cell is?
Well, Robert was in charge of this sanatorium, you remember? He told me where I'd find James.
Sorry, I did not realize that. All right then. I will let you in. But after what has happened, I cannot let you go in there alone. I will have to go with you.
No problem.
We can go then. You know the way, as you are so well informed. I'll be right behind you. Oh, not this. Wait here. I must fetch a doctor.
What happened?
Yep. We fucking did the fucking Jeffrey Epstein on this.
James. What he feared most has happened.
James went Epstein on us.
He couldn't return to this place.
He knows Hillary knows too much.
At least he died quickly.
Why's my name on the wall?
James wrote my name on the wall. Why did he do it? I recognize that tag. Robert's keys.
You'll notice the wall's been plastered up here. Let's go ahead and dig that out.
I'll try to get the plaster off. Damn, the blade cracked.
And that's the last of that useful tool.
Ralph, can you
Most
hear
used
me?
item in the game.
Yes,
The rook knife.
I can, Samuel. Have you come to visit me? Or have you come to visit James?
James? James is no longer here, Ralph.
Why are you saying that? James is here with me. He's always here with me. I can hear his voice. He wouldn't leave me alone here.
I need to ask you about something that concerns James.
Yes, me and Mr. Bubby will help you.
Ralph, when did you last speak with James? Do you remember?
Yes, Samuel.
What did he say? Did he talk about why he escaped?
Maybe, but he was so terrified and was saying such a lot. I was very confused by it all. He kept saying that he hadn't killed him. That's what he was saying.
Robert?
Yes, him.
What else did he say?
He said he knew who'd killed him. That he knew.
The name. Can you remember the name of the person he was talking about?
No. I was confused. He also told me he's saying goodbye and that we would not see each other again. He didn't want to be put in his room again.
Ralph, please, try to remember who James was speaking about.
I don't know. I really don't. He wouldn't speak then, and there was a long silence. I don't like such silence.
All right, Ralph. I have to leave now.
Okay, Samuel. Mr. Bubby says okay.
Ralph was the last one to speak to James, but I probably won't be able to get much more out of him.
Dr. Douche Canoe.
What are you doing here? Get out immediately. You have no business being in here.
Except that's my fucking relative hanging by a goddamn wire.
I set off for the old lighthouse on the Sharp Edge Cliffs, the only possible place where I can find out something about Robert's death. So here's where they found Robert's body. It's too dark. I can't see anything in there. It's too dark. I can't see anything in there.
Well, let's use the lighter. Dun dun dun. Of course, another symbol. And of course, we shall jot it down in our diary. Kind of all we needed here for now.
There's nothing more to be found out here. I'll go to the morgue.
That's what I was
Herman
just saying.
may know something new. He probably didn't hear the bell. I'll try again. He isn't answering. Strange. I thought he'd be at home. It's open. I'll have a look around. Where could Herman be? He left the door open, and the morgue too. Strange, indeed.
Let's look under the sheet here. Oh shit! Oh fuck!
What could have happened here?
Well, I can tell you one thing. Somebody lost their head.
Got it. Who could have killed him? And why? He's clasping something in his hand. The fingers have stiffened and cannot be opened in their post-mortem spasm.
Cut those damn hands off.
I'll turn on the lamp. It's quite dark in here. There are a few plastic bags under the book. I'll take them.
That's a nice looking brain.
The forceps should do the trick. That must be the hair of the murderer. I have to put it into...
I thought you took the plastic bags, you dumb fuck. You make me click on everything?
There is nothing in them. The murderer has black hair. James's hair was black as coal. I should go back to the sanatorium and obtain a sample for comparison. is ringing the doorbell. I'd better leave quickly. Detective?
Mr. Gordon?
By
what
the
are
way,
you doing here?
there's a
I've come
decapitated
to see
person
Dr.
downstairs.
Herman, and I know what it probably looks like, but I'll explain everything.
What are you talking about, Gordon?
I don't know how to say this. I found Herman downstairs. He's dead.
What?
I went downstairs and found his body on the table.
That is a serious matter. Are you sure?
I know what I have seen, Detective. His body is lying on the autopsy table, with the head off.
With the head off? I must go there right away. Listen, Gordon, when you found him, were you alone? Was no one else with you?
No one.
Strange how coincidence tends to lead you to a corpse.
He was already dead when I came around.
I believe you. I know who is behind all of this.
Really? Who?
That lunatic who escaped from Ashbury a few days ago. Who else? Who else could possibly have committed such things? You remember that boy? And now, Herman.
Disfigured.
A normal person cannot have done that.
That's certainly true, but he hung himself in his cell. I was in the sanatorium today.
So, the murderer's punished himself. Oh well. It's justice, I say.
But you haven't got any evidence.
Gordon, there are several disfigured corpses and a madman was on the loose. You want more evidence? No thanks. Good that you told me about him, Gordon. Now please leave. I've got to go downstairs and deal with this. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Detective. Why would James want to kill Herman? He didn't even know him. I've got to get a hold of a sample of James's hair somehow and compare it with the chunk that Herman was clasping in his hand in his post-mortem spasm.
Back to the sanatorium.
Who is there?
Samuel Gordon, please, let me in.
Just one.
Apparently, it never stops raining in
Thank
this
you.
place.
May I speak with you?
Sure.
Listen, I need to know something. Where is James's body?
Excuse me?
Don't ask. Just tell me where it is.
Well, all right. If you must know, we cannot get hold of Dr. Herman. I don't know what is going on. So we placed the body in the old chapel in the graveyard until he arrives. It cannot stay much longer, though. It has to go to the morgue.
That's all. Thanks.
Let's talk to the boiler man. Out here shoveling coal in the rain. I would definitely need some beers for that job.
Mind your own business. I've got no time for you.
Oh, you rude, sooty motherfucker.
I'll leave. The chapel is locked.
I haven't got time.
Can you tell me, why is that chapel in the graveyard locked?
The old chapel? I'll tell you why. It's locked because nobody has any business going in it.
Can you open it for me?
No, I couldn't. Nobody is allowed to go there, like I said.
But you have the key to it, right?
Exactly. And it's going to stay that way.
I have to get into that chapel at all costs. How could I possibly obtain the key? How about you lend me your key? I'll return it in a little while. You could watch my wallet for me in the meantime.
Well, a little extra added to that lousy salary of mine would come handy.
So, what do you say?
No, it's not possible. I can't do it. The head nurse would really enjoy the chance to fry my backside. I can't risk somebody finding out.
Too bad. I'll keep the wallet to myself then. I won't be keeping you any longer.
Good.
All right. Bribery did not work. And we got the sewer entrance here, which gets into James's place.
I must be quiet so I won't get caught. This time, I wouldn't have any explanation. I'm lucky there's no one here. I've got to take advantage of that before somebody comes. How do I obtain the keys to that chapel? I'll have a look around here. I've got to come up with something. The door of the boiler is very hot. I will get burnt.
My rag go. The hair of the murderer.
Too bad. No spare keys. Just an old pair of rubber boots. Personal stuff. I'll leave it as it is.
Oh, luckily there's another rag over here. Alright, this rag is no good to us dry, so let's get it wet. I hear a drippy faucet. That's the clue.
The smoke from the rubber would go out through the chimney. That wouldn't help.
There we go.
This should attract some attention. Now, I've got to get going.
Heyo.
Maybe I went a bit too far with those boots. Hopefully none of the smoke has gotten into the building.
Oh, someone left the keys in the door.
Perfect. He left the keys in the lock. I'll borrow them.
In case you're wondering why this game is only visible in 480p this whole time, is because I was only able to get it to record at 800 by 600 resolution, even though it's full screen right now. 40-something inch monitor. Yeah, so because it's not at least 720, or normally I'll record in 1024 by 768, that'll give you 720p at least. But if you try to do that on this, it fucks up the screen. And if you try to go to any higher widescreen resolutions, it just doesn't work. There might be a way to get away with doing it, but meh. Watch it on a 15-inch screen like it was meant to be back in the day.
I need a little hair for comparison with the sample that Herman was clasping in his hand. I need to use something to cut off a little hair. I don't want to touch him with my hands. A broken glass.
You can use that.
Okay, this should do. Where could I have a close look at it? Well, maybe just. I'll go back to the morgue and use Herman's microscope.
Herman won't mind.
It's set up properly now. I can use it. The samples differ. Even I can see that. It wasn't James who killed Herman. But who was it then? Who's got a black? Morris.
Time to talk to Morris.
Morris isn't here. Where could he have gone? A letter. Strange things have been happening around here. It all began a few days after the funeral of old Mr. Gordon, when his heir Samuel returned to the manor.
His heir Samuel returned to the manor. I haven't got a clue as to what's going on, but when somebody finds this note, I'll be far away already. It seems to me that that detective wants to frame me for Henry's murder, so I won't be hanging around. I'm going to go while there's still time. Feel free to keep my last month's wage, and don't bother looking for me. I won't be returning. Morris.
Morris has run away. I knew he couldn't be trusted. What if it was he who committed the murders?
Oh well, we'll just let him go.
Morris's cap. I found a little hair. I should examine it closely. Maybe this sample will match the one Herman was clasping in his hand. There is nothing in...
I don't think we need to ring the doorbell anymore.
No, Morris isn't the murderer I'm looking for either. But if it isn't him, then who?
I don't know, but we're running out of suspects.
Bates?
Yes, sir?
Bates, I have just returned from Ashbury. I spoke with the head nurse, and...
Any news of Sir Robert?
well, unfortunately,
From your tone, I anticipate bad news.
it's worse, Bates. Much worse. Robert is dead.
What? Sir Robert? That's inconceivable. Oh my, I sensed something terrible would happen. All this time since Sir Robert disappeared. This is going to be a tremendous shock for Madam.
Maybe it would be preferable not to let her know. At least for the time being.
But how could we possibly not tell her about this?
Bates, we cannot tell her now. Try to understand. We need to give this some time.
But Madam will continue to look for Sir Robert. She will find out the truth by herself soon anyway, and things will be worse for her.
Believe me, Bates. The later she learns about Robert's death, the better.
Oh, you are probably right, sir. We have to give Madam more time. The news would destroy her right now. Would you excuse me now, sir? I need to organize my thoughts.
I think I will go now.
I'll...
All right, let's head up the stairs.
It's locked.
And into Robert's study.
Robert's study. I feel as though he were watching me even now. Another key. Who's the man in the picture? I've never seen his face before. I have to find his place in the past and obtain his key. Study of the human brain. Robert has left this one opened. He won't be able to finish it now.
Is this some kind of fucked up joke?
Assorted medical literature. Medical volumes. There's no point in skimming through these. Most of them are in Latin.
I got one of these.
Exactly 12? It probably doesn't work. Anatomy. Some medicine. I'd better leave it alone. The liquid in the tube smells very bad. A little key was hidden there.
Oh, a cute little key.
It looks like a security code. There's nothing else there, just papers and a book. Sophie, Robert's wife. She left him many years ago. A code of some sort. Strange, there's no writing on it. Six, 3, 0.
There's a
8,
code, folks.
1.
I have a feeling we're going to need that in the future. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Stay tuned for more Black Mirror.